And we're on the way to the beach to try and get this shot. It's 4:30 in the morning. I've literally just woken up and jumped straight out of bed. Yeah, obviously I take painkillers for this reactive arthritis that I've got. So when I wake up first thing in the morning, I haven't taken them yet. So, God, it's really hard to walk. It feels like someone's punching me in my bum cheek every single time I take a step. But it is what it is. Let's limp down there and see what we can capture.
All right, moving on to a bit of a road trip now. 4 days earlier, I'd picked up a camper van with one photograph in mind: Bamburgh Castle at first light. I've been doing photography for about a year now, and this was the shot I wanted most. However, it did not go to plan. Oh my God, what a nightmare. So we drove down into Bamburgh to the castle, and there's a huge car park opposite with loads and loads of parking. So we went and parked in one of the designated motorhome bays, thinking we could buy a ticket there. It turns out you can't. You have to book at least 24 hours in advance. And also the other confusing thing is it's called Bamburgh Village Car Park, but it's on the system as Bamburgh Links Car Park, and they've changed the name, but they haven't updated on their system yet. So we've just driven down the road to a place called Budle Farm campsite, and it seems to be a bit of a free-for-all, so you can just literally turn up. There's a full field here. People are just parking their campers and tents and bits and pieces wherever they want. So we went and got campsite right in the corner, in the shade, which is great. And apparently the guy comes around once a day and collects the money from you, and if he doesn't turn up, then you can just stick it in the little postbox thing at the entrance. The views are absolutely incredible. You can see their beach goes on for miles, and you can see over to Lindisfarne, Holy Island, and I'm hoping that we can walk down that way and walk over to near the lighthouse and see a view of the castle so I can get up in the morning. But I'm a bit concerned because we've just got huge mud flats here, and I'm worried if the tide comes in early in the morning. Don't really want to be walking down here in the dark. This is pretty cool. We're just trying to take a walk down to the castle, and we've come across an old bunker, which is pretty awesome. What a view there, right over Lindisfarne. Right, after a good half an hour walk in, we're now down in all of this kind of overgrown vegetation area, where probably another 25 minutes walking that way to the lighthouse, where we'll be able to get a view from the castle. The tide's going to come in. You can walk along the coastal path, which we did. However, I think realistically walking back this way, once it's dark, is going to be pretty rough, and I'm wearing Crocs, so because I didn't expect to be coming through this kind of stuff. So what I think we're going to do is try and take some other photographs walking back along the beach, which is beautiful, and we'll take all of that in, and then potentially on the last day we'll book the parking that is £12 up near the castle, and we'll come back and get the shot that we're looking for. We'll go back and have a nice bit of dinner. And you can't beat Mince and Tatties when you're out on the road. It's absolutely killer.
But bloody hot though.
Well, despite not capturing the landscape that I wanted to and getting to where I needed to, I've still been out with my long lens, well, longish lens, 70 to 350 on my Sony, and managed to capture some lovely shots, which I really enjoyed. There's not much around, a few curlews and some baby seagulls, etc., which were quite cute. It's just such a beautiful place to be that the moral of the story really is, for me, it's not always about capturing the shot that I'm looking to go and get. I can just go out and enjoy the outdoors, really. That's kind of where the therapy lies for me. Right, I'll be back soon. Love you. So good morning, I'm still down here at Lindisfarne Nature Reserve. I slept quite well last night, but what I might not have said is around 4.5 months ago, I started suffering from something called reactive arthritis, which is from food poisoning that I caught in South Africa. So normally the walk last night that I was talking about down to the castle would have just been a simple stroll for me, but I'm in so much pain, I can't walk very well. Got really stiff hips basically, which is causing me huge problems. So I'm really kind of restricted to sticking around here, but I've got a major itch for photography right now. I do have one bit of good news, and that is that I've booked the parking for Sunday at the Bamburgh Castle car park. It's called Links Road car park, or the new name, Village car park. So we've got that, which is ideal. So I'll be able to get down there and hopefully, you know, I'm in a bit of two minds really, because I feel like the trip's ruined a bit. I always get stressed out when things don't go to plan. So I need to start learning to live with that. But hopefully we can get down there. There's tons of birds out this morning. I love nature and wildlife photography. So we're going to go and have a little look around this area. It's dead quiet. And we'll see what we can muster up. Oh, and by the way, I am wearing Crocs and I do look like a right idiot walking around in them, but to be fair, it's sandy and wet, so they're probably actually the perfect footwear. But if you see them in the video and you think I look like a right wally, then you're probably right. There are quite a few waders down here, which I was trying to get close to yesterday, but they're obviously getting very spooked. I'm usually on reserves where you can't get that close to them. I'm usually complaining about the distance I am away, or not having enough reach. But now I kind of know why. I mean, if you get too close, they just spook. Well, everything just seems to be flying away the minute I start pressing the shutter. But I am currently watching a seagull having a fight with a crow, so at least there's something interesting going on. Well, there's not much to photograph down here, so apart from what I saw yesterday. So I think I'll go back to the van, have a quick shower, get ready. Last night, the leisure battery basically stopped working, so we've got no power. So I'm hoping with the sun coming up that we'll get a bit of solar and we can heat the water up at least. Otherwise it'll be a cold shower, but who cares? Let's get ready and let's get moving. We're off to Edinburgh.
Right, so that's us just over the Scottish border. We've stopped in a place called Eyemouth because there's a place called Campra or something like that where you can drop off all your waste and fill up your water. So we've just done that. They seem to like camper vans more in Scotland than they do in England. So next step, onwards to Edinburgh. The middle of the trip wasn't really for photography. I had a night at Murrayfield and honestly, what a gig. I did sneak one photo I'm pretty happy with, mind you. Getting back to the van was a bit less glamorous though. An hour waiting for a bus that never turned up, which then eventually led to a walk through the woods in the pitch black. How very rock and roll. The next morning we crossed the new Queen's Ferry Bridge into Fife and I finally got my camera back out. Now, you might be wondering why I'm laid on the floor in the middle of St Andrews. Well, ducks. If you get the camera right down to the eye level with a bird, the whole photo changes. It stops being a snapshot from above and starts being a portrait. And to be fair, with my hips, getting down was the easy bit. It was getting back up that nearly finished me off. And since St Andrews is the home of golf, I watched somebody tee off on the most famous first hole in the world. Though, to be honest, the Swallow stole the show. Then we went down the coast to Ainster for fish and chips, which, credit where credit's due, was the one part of this entire trip that went exactly to plan. That evening, we found ourselves at a campsite for the night. And the next morning began with the real romance of van life. Because nobody shows you this bit on Instagram. Just the gloves and the long, proud walk with a cassette full of your own business. But while I was doing all the glamour work, it turned out the most important thing I found in Edinburgh wasn't a photo. So, good morning from the east coast of Scotland. We are just outside Carnoustie, and the plan today is to head down towards North Berwick and then on to Bamburgh. So, how's my luck? I literally was sitting next to these two lovely ladies at the Murrayfield gig the other night, and I was talking to them about wanting to do some photography around the North Berwick area. Well, it turns out that she actually owns a house there and has offered for me to use her driveway. So I've texted her, we've confirmed everything, and I'll be heading down there this afternoon. I'm a bit worried the lights are not going to be that great. We're not due any particularly bad weather. So just fingers crossed that we get what we're looking for. And then for tonight, we've booked a parking space in Bamburgh, right next to the castle, which is a touch because, as you know, the other night it was a complete nightmare. So that means I should be able to get up nice and early tomorrow morning for the shoot at Bamburgh Beach, and hopefully we'll get a nice shot of the castle. Let's hope the weather plays ball and we have some good lighting. Unfortunately for me though, Scotland had other ideas. So we have arrived at North Berwick Beach, which by the way is absolutely beautiful. The lady in question who was going to let me use her driveway and go into a private beach has unfortunately had something else come up, so it's not going to happen, but maybe next time I come here she'll let me in. We're going to be photographing that island there. It's called Craigleith. The sky isn't really, I mean, it's a bit dramatic right now, but I really want like a nice ray of sunshine to come through there and light the island up just to make it a bit more magical. And there's a really nice fishing boat out there with a Scotland flag on, so it's really nice in terms of creating a sense of place. So fingers crossed I can get some nice shots there. I'm going to try some long exposures. The sea's a bit calm, so, and there's nothing really interesting in the foreground to try and anchor it to, so I might just take a few different shots at some different compositions and see how I get on. Try and do a few low and try and do a few a bit more higher. Right, so I've tried a few different shots down here and I feel like I wanted to get lower, but for now I'm just going to take one more picture because the water's coming in up to my feet now, so hopefully the light changes and we can get a nice shot. So this is fun. We've got Bamburgh Castle behind us. Just went out to go and have a little recce on the beach for tomorrow morning and started pissing down with rain. So we're going to head back to the camper, dump the camera and just hope for the morning. We've just turned up to the parking. There's 6 camper van parking spots here and it seems like they've double booked them. So my one essentially has been taken by somebody else. Their one's been taken by somebody else, so we've just got to sort of hope and pray that no one else turns up and we don't get any problems from this. So it's just stressful, like constantly, all the time, things going wrong. But we're here, we'll make the best of it. And fingers crossed tomorrow we'll have an amazing shot of the castle behind us. And we're on the way to the beach to try and get this shot. It's 4:30 in the morning. I've literally just woken up and jumped straight out of bed. So my eyes are still a bit like not woken up yet. It was high tide around an hour ago at 3:30 in the morning. So I'm hoping by the time we get down there, we can at least get along the beach and set the camera up. Got about 20 minutes until proper sunrise. It's quite bright right now. So we just pray that everything comes together and my eyes are watering.
So good news, the tide seems to be going out a little bit, but we've got nothing going on behind the castle really in terms of good lighting so far. But out on the horizon, there's a ton of cloud and loads of red light. So hopefully the sun will rise and blast some glorious light onto the castle. There is another photographer down here, by the way. So I'm gonna try and get a similar composition to him because he's right on the water's edge. This is the big moment for me. Right, so we're having a good bit of luck here now with the tide going out. It's leaving really nice reflections on the sand. I've been trying a few long exposures and a few faster exposures just to see what looks good when I get back to editing. But so far, some really nice pictures. So glad I came out this morning. I'll probably wait for 5 more minutes because the sun's just rising in the back now, but it got stuck behind the clouds. So once that's out and done, then I'll head over there and we'll try and capture the other shot. But so far, what a stunning morning. I've also caught a nice few pictures of this guy in the background because I thought they looked really nice. Right, so it's absolutely kicking off now with the light, which is brilliant. You can see the sunrise coming over there and it's just lighting up the castle absolutely beautifully. So I'm just capturing a few more shots. This is the absolute golden time to get it done. So I'm gonna go and take the shots and we'll see what they look like. I'll stick another one on the screen right now. Right, well, as you may not know, I'm actually quite new to this photography game. I've only just started doing it around a year ago now, and I've been learning so much in that past year. And coming out and doing things like this is just exactly the reason that I wanted to do it. It's just really good for my mental health, getting up early in the morning, going out where it's nice and calm, and just enjoying the process really. There's been a lot of learning involved, but I'm here for it. So you're going to be joining me on this journey where I basically learn and try to improve, go to different places, try and find different compositions, try and discover new ways really of taking the same photo. I know that Bamburgh Castle behind me, it's been done a million times. So I'm not discovering anything new, but it's new for me. And what a glorious, beautiful morning to be up and alive.